This is my wife's shirt. Here, let's rectify the situation here. Alright, so, we're talking about the Mrtex Riot Mutiny final release for this 149th edition of Out Past the Rings. It was released on April 15th of 2019. I guess it was released on 23 cassettes via ZBR, and then 15 cassettes on Larry, and then I don't know how many lathes from Akashita Corp. I think it was only like 10 or 15. I feel like it was, yeah, it was 10 or 15. Anyway, yeah, every time. Let's talk about it, shall we? So, Mrtex had run its course. I mean, Mrtex died when the European tour essentially didn't happen, and communication just stopped for a reason. I'm assuming the lack of a tour, but it wasn't from my side, so I don't know. So yeah, so I was kind of essentially just kind of combing through the last of the songs that Chris had sent me over the like 2-3 years, I guess, that he was kind of sending me stuff. And I kept trying to like figure out what could go on a release. Like, these songs should go together, and these songs should go together. And as stated on a previous Out Past the Rings, I actually removed one of the songs from Bandcamp because I hated it so much. Just didn't do the best job maybe of like breaking them up, because I knew I had a lot of bands that I wanted to do splits with. And for whatever reason, I think I found the second track from this, which we're going to call Redacted, without realizing it was kind of buried in the stuff that I'd had for a while. So in like my final comb, I was like, whoa, this track is sick. I want to get this out before we do a discography. At some point I will do some kind of a tape discography, as there is an unreleased song that has Mike Van Buren doing vocals also. But that's probably way in the future, because who needs more Mrtex, really? So, had this song, and I really liked it, and I ended up doing vocals to it, and I really liked the vocals to the point where I still believe that this is up with Van Leeuwen and Burt Carter J. Welcome to whatever 2017, you pieces of shit. This is definitely tied for the best song, I think, that we released. It really kind of captures the intense parts, as well as the really like dreamo parts or whatever. And there's also a clip from, oh man, what does it start with? It starts with, oh, it's from Liar Liar, right? It's Jim Carrey, and it's when he's yelling at the judge in the court near the end. Yeah, anyway, I hold myself in contempt and so forth. So, okay, let's just talk about the song. So the song is about humans, continuing to just kind of like do stuff that is obviously destroying the future for the human race, and it's done with such abandon. Just like, oh, whatever, like, here's a new thing, let's do it. So the song's about how we're doing that, and I'm worried about the future. And I likened it to the Harry Potter thing, where Harry Potter learns about the Sectum Sempra curse. So this song used to be called Sectum Sempra. And what's the end? How does the end go? Sectum Sempra, an unknown spell we cast, reflected in the mirror, it obliterates us with its blast. He's dead, she's dead, I'm dead, you're dead, they're dead, all dead, just dead. A little negative sounding. But anyway, like, honestly, like, that end part in particular, I really, really like. Some of the, at that point, I would say, the best kind of vocal patterns that I had done thus far. Yeah, and Redacted, because J.K. Rowling is a piece of shit human being, and doesn't understand what feminism is. So, yeah, she can go fuck herself. So it's not called Sectum Sempra anymore, because I don't want any, I don't need anything to do with Harry Potter or anything like that, because I hate her so much. So this is just called Redacted now. It has been changed on the Bandcamp to reflect as such. As I said, there's very few copies available. I mean, there's probably over the 3 like pressings, because they were all separate. Is it 38? It's only like less than 50 copies. So let's quickly go through them here. So I don't think all of the of the cases were dipped. I feel like only 10 or so were dipped, but I don't have the information here. I had to do some crazy gluing here because, oh, some of these were in an O card. That's what it was. And then I didn't want to do more art, so I just kind of cut the O card to go like this. Did any of these actually come in O cards? I don't even know. It's so long ago. Should also mention that this is the first swirl dip that I ever did. Not like this particular tape necessarily, but like this was the first release that I was like, I'm going to try to do the swirl dips for the final mятеж release. I mean, that worked out pretty well, but you've got to take into consideration with these that I learned later on about multiple tape dipping. So you're doing 5 or sometimes 7 or 8 tapes in one go. These were done the way that I do test dips in a small garbage, well, what would be a garbage, but you know, doesn't leak or anything. It was the perfect size. So I would dip them in that one at a time. And I think I did the cases one at a time too. So the amount of time and paint that was used on these is ridiculous compared to a lot of the later releases. Thank God I only did 23. I did 23 plus 10. I did 33 dips for 23 tapes. Like, that's just ridiculous. And yeah, I mean, like, the coloring worked out well. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I think I just got a pack of 6, and this is just white and red and another kind of red, I guess. But they ended up working out really well, matching the color of the painting that I got when I went to a mall. And there was a stall in the mall, and I saw this picture, and the woman who had painted it was there, and I was like, that painting is beautiful, I absolutely love that, I think I'm going to use that for an album cover. And she was like, wow, that's cool. And then I forgot to get her card, never saw her again, I don't know her name. So who knows who did that, but good job, I really like that. It reminds me of like a butterfly or something, which I think is pretty cool. These were, I believe, the very first golden download cards, but yeah, I don't remember. We've also got the insert on the 2 colored paper with all of the lyrics and so forth. And then you've got the lathe. I don't have any copies from Larry, so I don't even know what those look like. Maybe Larry got the O-card ones. I don't remember. Here is the completely different art. I believe Greg from Akashita did all of this stuff. Oh, it's actually like a paper bag too. And that comes with its own insert too. And they were on clear lathe. Now, if you got one of these, straight up, sound like shit. They don't sound good. There's like one to 2 lathe plants that are, not plants, lathe places, we'll say, that do excellent lathes, but most lathe cuts, especially like the cheaper ones, they kind of suck. So I don't have any more of these to sell, but I think I stated in like the product description, like you know, not the greatest sounding stuff, but like I'm super glad that Greg did these. Are super cool, and the fact that mятеж got like a vinyl release for its final thing, as dumb as the project was, I mean, it's just an internet project that got to play what, like 10 shows or something like that. So it was the first time I ever played a show. It was the first time I ever did a tour. I met Jesse Mowry because of it, and like a ton of friendships that have lasted to this day. So the project itself, despite being silly and pretty one-dimensional, you know, yielded some excellent results in terms of friendships and so forth. Do we have anything else to talk about? I've got 1 copy left because I had 2 copies because I'm silly. So that'll go up in the vault. That's going to be posted on April 1st and 2nd, 2023. So if you want that, you can come get it for pretty cheap. So last copy, definitely not going to get made again. There will be mятеж cassette discography at some point, but I mean, at this point, I'm looking at like 2025, 2026. I'm in no rush to do this. The next Out Past the Rings is for Coma Regalia. And which one? Oh god, I don't know how to say it. Van Falgo? That one. So yeah, until next time. I heard someone at the door, so I'm just gonna go let them in. But it looks like they've already come in themselves. Oh my God! What the mutiny!